Welcome back and moving on to our first segment for today, talking about the economic status here in Egypt and also talking about entrepreneurship and the startup companies. And these are considered to be one of the main priorities of the Egyptian leadership, as this will boost the Egyptian economy. Over the phone, we have the pleasure to have with us Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Shams University. First of all, good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
So first of all, to shed the light on how important it is when it comes to the entrepreneurship in Egypt and supporting the startup companies.
Startup companies and entrepreneurs in Egypt is becoming more and more important, taking into consideration that Egypt nowadays is moving from the monetary and financial reform into the structural reform, which means that the most important goal for that is to enhance investment and to increase the capabilities of the industrial and the agriculture sector, as well as information technology. From here it comes the importance of having or attracting youth into start-up companies and enhancing the potentialities of investment for those youth, so that to increase the potentialities of having a solid industrial sector, since when we revise the position of our industrial sector, it still needs a lot of investment regarding small and medium enterprises, because nowadays the contribution of small business in GDP, generating GDP in Egypt, is still quite minimal. It's not increasing than 25%. This is, shedding the light to how extent we need more start-up companies to enhance the capabilities of the industrial sector and generating opportunities of jobs, as well as increasing the local component and the competitiveness of the industrial sector. Our studies as economists prove that there is a lot of potentialities when we talk about, the governorates of Egypt and our resources. A lot of resources are not used and exploited efficiently enough, since we don't have the right number of starts up, and as well still the unemployment rate is still high. So all this information is giving us one important fact, that we have to concentrate on the coming period on start-up and enhancing the potentialities of these sectors in the economy.
Doctor, talking about the startup companies in particular and talking about providing more job opportunities for the youth, can you tell me or how, if anyone would like to start something, the potentialities or the fields where he can start? Usually the beginning or the start usually is not that easy for the youth.
Yes, because, the most important problem is the educational system in Egypt. The educational system in Egypt, unfortunately, is not capable to, enhance the capabilities of youth or the graduate towards having the innovative ideas to start their business. And from here, this is the crux of the problem. And from here it comes that it needs an active role from the government in cooperation with civil society towards how to direct and coach youth towards such opportunities. And from here it comes the importance of industrial clusters and incubators, as well as these types of companies that enhance youth to be part of of generating opportunities of investment and preparing youth to start their own business, as well as directing them to what are the potentialities of profitable, starts up regarding feeding industries, for example, for the industrial sector. We need a lot. Our industrial sector is still relying on importation. The percentage is approaching 30%, which means that if you direct the youth towards producing these components instead of importing them, this is giving them a lot of opportunities for profitable, investment. We have a problem regarding that, which is availability of information. Still, large investors, when they rely on imported components, they don't know that these components are already produced, and some of them they don't know that even if they are in the same place, in the same area. And here, the first step to be taken is enlarging information about, what are the potentialities or whom are producing and how to link those producers to each other so that they can benefit from the capabilities. The other problem regarding that is that the capability of youth, they don't have actually enough resources in order to start up their companies. So we need the incubators here are representing a very important priority. And this is the importance of having industrial clusters related to incubators. And nowadays we have a very good opportunity when we have the large and very promising initiatives, which is developing the Egyptian villages. We have a very big project to develop our villages that nowadays we dedicated more than 700 billion Egyptian pounds towards doing that. So when we have it, we can put the investment map of Egypt regarding the resources, the capabilities of industrial sector and agriculture sector, as well as here information technology can play a significant role.
Doctor, talking about how can this help also when it comes to the financial inclusion?
Yes, this is important, very important financial inclusion, because when we talk about youth and to how extent they are, integrated with the financial sector, benefiting from the potentialities given by such a system, I believe still a lot to be done regarding that. So financial inclusion can play a significant role, but again, we have to talk about the capability of youth towards using financial facilities, like if they have a collateral, if they can, benefit, they have the information enough. And, as a professor in university, we have a lot of initiatives nowadays in our universities to direct our students towards the potentialities, initiatives provided by several ministries in Egypt, as well as the civil society, a lot of NGOs, as well as some companies nowadays are investing in youth and opening opportunities for them. So there is a lot nowadays that are offered for youth. Still, we have to enhance the awareness of our youth towards these potentialities.
Doctor, what kind of facilities provided or adopted by the government to pave the way for the youth and for the startup companies?
Actually, we have to concentrate on the initiative presented by President El-Sisi from more than 4 years about the banking sector. This initiative is concentrated on the small investment by dedicating 30% of the capability of the banking sector to small industries. Nowadays, the investment provided by the banking sector to small business is exceeding or approaching 300 billion Egyptian pounds. Still, this, according to our studies or evaluating such initiative, still we need to concentrate on start-up projects since the major beneficiaries of such initiative were the existing companies compared to the start-up. And our problem actually is regarding the startup. Despite the importance of enhancing the capability of existing small companies, but the startup should take more, consideration from this initiative. Again, we have to put the initiative on the Egyptian map and exploiting resources, as I mentioned, since a lot of youth, they don't know the opportunities, the profitable opportunities for investment.
Right. Doctor, which fields are we talking about, or which fields that one can say that really we have huge potentialities?
Actually, information technology, specifically after COVID, is gaining a momentum, and we have a lot of successful experience of our youth that nowadays they achieve great, successful stories. Besides, we have a very good opportunities in our industrial as well as agriculture sector. So what we need to do is to refer to our investment map in all governorates and to see the existing companies, large companies, and try to link them with those who can feed them related to the most important things that proved to be quite successful is to have, legal contract between the large, the medium, and the small enterprises so that to guarantee the right of both sides regarding the production to feed the large industries. This is quite important. It will present a win-win situation from one perspective. From another, it will increase the local component of production, opportunities of investments, opportunities of employment, as well as GDP growth.
So can I say here that all the economic facilities provided and programs that are adopted can be integral part when we talk about Egypt's vision for the year 2030?
Yes, of course. This is a very important component, but we have to add to this picture, the sustainable projects, which means that we have to concentrate on the green economy, recycling, and nowadays we have an ambitious program regarding, how to electric cars and the component of electric cars, renewable energy, all types of renewable energies, and that can be done starting from biomass to solar energy. And so a lot of opportunities in Egypt still, we still suffer from bureaucracy, we still suffer from corruption. All these, obstacles should be addressed properly for the coming period so that we can have a leap for our Egyptian economy.
Right. At the end, Dr. Youmn Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Shams University, thank you very much for joining us. Right, and moving on to a quick break, then we'll be back with more on The Breakfast Show.